What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Drew Down Fabs. Today's the day. We're on our way right now to go pick up my dad's car, and we're going to be heading up north to Sonoma, California for the SAC 50 convention. So this is the Shelby American Automobile Club's 50th convention, held up in Sonoma, California at the Raceway. And this is what we've been working so hard to get my dad's car to. He, about a year ago, he said he wanted to get his car there, and with the help of a lot of friends and family, we were able to make that happen. So follow along as we get the car to the show, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks, guys.
Doesn't want, so yeah. Don't mess with the women. Yeah. Nippy. Nipply. Oh, that's good. I'm fine. We're gonna park it right here with all the others? Sure. Park next to them. We'll show them up. Get this price.
I'm not kidding.
You drive it here?
Yeah.
Nice. Where are you from?
lower, looks pretty cool. You like keep it that way so it's smooth.
Yep.
Racing in the paddock. We have a car that comes with bad spots. It's a white with blue stripe Ford Mustang. License plate SPNOS65. This car needs to be moved immediately or we will be happy to move it. Thank you.
That's you?
There it is. Just got back from the SAC 50 convention and it was a blast. Car did great, still overheating. We're gonna get that taken care of as soon as possible, but we learned a lot about the car. Everybody seemed to enjoy it. You know, we learned all the little things that we need to do as far as getting it back to original, that, you know, parts that need to be replaced throughout the years. We're just gonna go try to find original ones and get them back on, but man, what a show. The car was a hit. The show exceeded our expectations. You know, all we really wanted to do was just take the car there and just have a good time as a family, but seeing everybody's reaction to the car, everybody really liked it. You know, we've had, as soon as we parked it the first day on Friday, there was a crowd around the car, and it was amazing, like how many people were interested in the car. We saw Wayne Carini while we were there, and he even came by and checked the car out for 5-10 minutes and talked to my dad and I about it, and he really liked the car. You know, there were so many people there, and it was just a really good time, from the drag races to the street races, the autocross and all that. It was a good time. Our whole family had a blast. You know, the icing on the cake for us was my dad won the Team Shelby Award. We were not expecting that. We were hoping for a top 20. Didn't really expect to get that either. But when they called his name for Team Shelby pick, we were amazed. That was just the icing on the cake for us. You know, we can't thank them enough for picking the car. Out of everybody there's a lot of really nice cars there, and they picked ours. So thank you, Team Shelby. I know my dad and I really appreciate it, and our whole family does. So thank you for that. We have a lot of people to thank, because without them, this trip wouldn't have happened. First, we want to thank Nick over at Ray Hill Brake and Automotive. Without him and his crew, this car wouldn't have made it. They put in a lot of hours to get it running and driving again. It's going to be going back there to look at the coolant issue and some of the other things that we found that are wrong with it, but the car's been sitting for over 50 years. So we knew there was going to be problems, but for us to be able to even drive it while we were there or do anything is amazing. So thank you, Nick, for helping us get this car to where it is. We want to thank Brian Rich and Brian Rich Auto Detailing. He came and detailed the car. It looks amazing. If you go back and look at some of the pictures from the previous videos and look at the engine bay and the interior, you can tell that car looks really good. So he did a great job. So thanks, Brian. I want to thank my friend and coworker Kevin. He let us borrow his enclosed car trailer. My dad didn't want to take it on my flatbed. He rather had it inside of a enclosed trailer. And Kevin let us borrow his, and I couldn't thank him enough for letting us do that. So thanks, Kevin. I want to thank my longtime friend Craig. He let us borrow his truck when my truck went down. It was kind of last minute, and he's like, just take mine. You know, he knew what we were doing, and he helped us get there. So thank you, Craig. I want to thank our whole family. You know, my brother's family, my parents, because we put in a lot of work to get this car there, and I'm just thankful that they were patient with us and let us take the time to do what we needed to do to get the car there. So thank you guys. Last but not least, I want to thank my wife. She did a lot of work behind the scenes that nobody notices. Like, she booked the hotel for my parents. She got the car registered for the show. She booked the parade lap. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do it because it was overheating, but she got everything set up so we can take the car there. So without her, this trip wouldn't have happened. So thank you for that. So again, we're going to be getting the car back into the shop, getting the overheating issue fixed, and a couple other things that we found that's wrong with the car. But this car is going to be back on the road. You'll be seeing it cruising around. And this is probably the last video of the car for now. Next video will probably be more of the show. And then I'll be dropping a couple videos here and there whenever we do the upgrades, like the cooling system and anything else that goes with the car, like we take it to a show or anything. So last video for now, but it's not the last video you'll see. So just continue to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.